It was a phenomenal effort by our team. It really was. I thought they played with tremendous defensive intensity. It was just one of those nights where we just missed some shots. It came down. I thought it was a much closer game than the final score. I know they made a little bit of a run, but our guys, I'm real happy with the effort. I'm happy with how hard they played. We got to the one stretch where I thought we missed some shots, that could have kept us really close. And they got a little bit of a separation, but we had fight, we had battle, and we played the #1 team in the league, I thought, pretty even for most of the game.
Questions for Ryan or OD only?
Yeah, Ryan, you had that stretch. I think you got within one in the second half, and it seemed like you guys just missed a ton of, or a few real makeable shots. And did that seem to be a turning point of that stretch?
I know, you win as a team, you lose as a team, but I take full responsibility for it. I have to finish. I owe it to the team, I owe it to the coaches. Guys are finding me in great position, and I'm not finishing, and that's on me. I thought everyone that came in the game played good enough to win, and they deserved to win, and I wasn't there for them tonight.
How do you think they were eventually able to pull away?
I think because we didn't finish, that kept them in the game, and they're a good team. So if you can't give them so many chances to get up on you, when we didn't finish, they capitalized on that.
OD, you didn't score against them up in Albany. You had 15 tonight. What was opening up for you, today that wasn't there last time?
I was trying to hit the glass, hit the offensive glass. They were obviously, keying in on Ryan, so I was trying to sneak me on the defense, try to, get some offensive rebounds. We got going a little bit. My teammates started throwing the ball and block, and I was able to make some shots. I was feeling a little bit out there. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough time.
Did you come out of this game feeling you can beat these guys if you see them again in the tournament?
Yeah, definitely. We played them tough for most of the game, just like Coach said. They went on a run. We couldn't make a shot, and it obviously hurt us down the stretch. But we're still optimistic. We're going to take the negatives and try to correct them. We're going to take the positives and move forward with this. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, and we're going to put some fear in prayer for this game.
17 turnovers tonight, Ryan. Did their defensive pressure, their traveling, did it seem to bother you guys very much?
Obviously, if you look at the numbers, it did, and I think, as good as a defensive team as they are, I think a lot of our turnovers were more careless turnovers, where their pressure, I think, just wore us down into making mental errors as opposed to them just taking it from us, which they did a couple times. But I think a lot of it was more on our end than it was their pressure.
You guys held Needham to 8 points. Is the fact that they won this game and got contributions from other people, so they talk about the depth of their team?
They play 1 through 13, and they all contribute. I think, as great as Needham is, I think he's a great player. He doesn't have to get 15, 20 for them to win. Obviously, tonight he could get 8, and they could win by 10. I think just his presence kind of shifts defenses and frees other guys up, and they capitalize and they finish. They're playing great team basketball.
Do you think they're a deeper team than they were last year when you guys played them?
Yeah, definitely. I think I think their top 7 were very tough last year, but I think they kind of fell off a little bit due to injuries and whatnot after that. But this year, you got freshmen contributing rebounds, freshmen hitting shots, so they're deep. You really don't see a weak spot in their lineup.
In some ways, this is what Fairfield is now. Remind you of what Siena was 2-3 years ago. Similar patterns.
I think so. I think we both have the depth, and we both have the we have the horses, like they do. But I think right now, as they should be, I think they just play with a confidence that other teams don't right now. I think if you see them, how they carry themselves before games and during the game, they play with the confidence that we need to find. We're still the 3-time defending champions, and we need to find that confidence. But they deserve all the credit. They've been playing phenomenal this season.
Ryan, Canisius was right on the verge of winning tonight. If you guys do end up with a 7 seed, can you do the 4 games in 4 days thing in Bridgeport if you have to?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously a lot tougher on your body going from 3 to 4, but I think being through 3 tournaments, your legs get tired regardless, and at that point of the season, everyone's legs are tired. So one extra game, it's definitely tougher. But by the time they throw the ball up at the beginning of the game, I think the adrenaline that you're playing on, just you don't even tell you're tired anymore. So ideally, we'd like to stay out of the 4 games in 4 days. But if it happens, I'm still confident we could we could go in there and make some noise.
Okay, thanks, guys. Questions for Mitch?
In the first half, did Lyndon Jordan surprise you guys at all?
Well, not really. We knew Jordan was a good 3-point shooter. No, he didn't. The one shot he made was really deep. The other one he made, but no, he didn't. We knew he was a good 3-point shooter. Yeah.
Do you guys try? I mean, you're trying to defend Fairfield. Do you think stop Needham? Do you think stop Olander?
Well, our game plan, we worked. I really was. I thought our defense was real good.
Okay.
I mean, I thought we kept Needham really in check. He didn't. But what happened was our offensive. We had that little drought there when we got down one, and the shots we took led to some Fairfield layups. It was more our offense than our defense that led to the runouts.
Can you guys win in this building with CJ not being on track? I mean, he didn't score until 3 minutes were left in the game.
Well, Mark, obviously, we're gonna need him to get more points than he got tonight. They obviously did a good job on him. I mean, but you're right. I mean, we got to get him more points than that.
Did he seem frustrated out there to you, Mitch? I mean, at one point, I think he drew a charge. He kind of slammed the ball down. He seemed sort of.
Well, he got. He drove a couple of times. He got a couple of charges. He's still not 100% physically, and this is a team that really gets after him. They got after him in the first game, so it's a tough matchup for him. They got guys that can really get into him, and we're trying to get him open, and they're doing a great job on him, but we got to get him. We got to get him to get more points than that.
Does this game, and there were ups and downs, you were in it for a while, but you couldn't finish. Does this in any way impact on how you or this team might look coming back to this building, going back on the road for the MAC tournament for the first time for any of these kids' careers?
I actually thought, Mark, we played pretty well tonight for most of the game. I think it's going to bode well for us, believe it or not. I know it's a loss, but I thought we competed well against a really good team on their home floor. I thought the guys had confidence. It's been a microcosm of the whole season with the drought, at the wrong time. And the shots were there. I thought we missed very makeable shots. We got shots that were makeable.
At least 3 layups, open layups.
Yeah.
Did losing OD to his fourth, having to sit him, did that hurt you the way he was playing?
I think it hurt a little bit more. Yeah, I think that, it hurt a little bit. Yeah, he was playing well. I think it did. Yeah, I think, I know we tried to go with Davis, and he's not as experienced as Odie. So, yeah, we did miss him in that stretch.
What do you think about Ryan taking personal responsibility for the loss?
Well, he's such a great kid. I mean, he feels bad about it, and he played really well. I mean, he missed some shots he normally makes, but he was in there. He had 16 rebounds, and he's our guy. So I mean, I'm not worried about that.
How about Kyle, the DMP? Was the hip bothering him too much? Or was it something
he had the hip issues. He could have played. I thought it was a little better game for Breeden and Bradeen, with the athleticism. I went with those guys. But no, we still, he's okay. I mean,
Did you find Nickerson as an energy guy for them? He seemed to get them going in the first half. And I think in the second half, they only scored 4 baskets early on, but he seemed to kind of get them going a little bit too with his energy in the second half.
He's a really good defensive player. He made a couple of steals early in the game and got them energized, like you said, and he creates havoc on defense. So I think that's his main role. I mean, he gets his 8-10 points, and he's solid.
You guys got Olander in foul trouble in the first half, and even in the second half. Were you hoping you could exploit that a little bit more? I mean,
yeah, we were trying. We were going inside, which we normally do, and but we had some missed shots that we normally make.
Right.
Inside.
You guys have scored on 40-24 in the paint, but I'm guessing maybe we like a little more from your guards tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I mean, we're 1 for 6 from 3. Shoot 39 for the game. We got to shoot better than that to beat Fairfield, and on their home floor.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Mitch.